The story I've selected is from this volume, written by that master craftsman of the short story, Mr. Somerset Maugham. In it I play the proud and aristocratic Senora di Carrion, a lady who firmly believes that you don't find romance, you make it. It's laid in old Seville, in Spain, at the turn of the century. And I do hope that you will enjoy seeing our play as much as I have enjoyed playing the Senora.
God bless you, Pilar. And may God bless you, my son.
Please, I want to take the first piece of cake to Mother. Mother, I wanted you to have the first piece of cake.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, Mother, for everything.
What a match dear Pilar has made. What a splendid match.
Yes, isn't it?
And to think, my dear Senora, we brought it all to pass.
So we did, with a little prodding of fate. And, of course, a large share of divine assistance.
Ah, yes. One might truly say this is a marriage that was made in heaven.
Yes, one might. Made in heaven, was it? There was a time when I doubted it would be. But then fate does have a way of just happening. I remember it really all began about 6 months ago, before Carnival. I had sent word to Pilar that I wished to see her in our drawing room. Oh, there you are, my dear.
You wish to see me, Mother?
Yes, come here, Pilar. I don't suppose you recognize Etienne Lepage.
Oh, how do you do, Senor?
It has been a long time, hasn't it, Senorita?
Since we were children.
I've been living in France, but it's nice being back in Seville again.
Come here, my dear. Sit down beside me. Etienne's mother and I have had considerable correspondence on the subject.
Subject, Mother?
Of your marriage to Etienne.
Oh, I wasn't aware.
Of course not. Certain matters had to be settled first.
I see.
I'm very happy to say that all the details have been arranged. Now it only remains for Etienne to press his suit.
I don't quite understand, Mother.
Ask for your hand, Pilar.
Oh.
This marriage will unite one of the oldest families in Spain, ours, to one of the oldest families in France, Etienne.
How very romantic.
Yes, isn't it? Yes?
Your pardon, Senora. The Countess de Marbella presents her card.
Countess de Marbella?
Oh, I met her one night at the Comédie. A very charming lady. Her salons are the talk of Paris.
Indeed. She has no breeding. Women like her must be taught that just because their husbands have died, leaving a fortune, they cannot hope to come here to Seville and buy their way into our society. I'm not at home to the Countess. I shall never be at home to her. The manners of Paris are not like those of Seville. We have a tradition here.
So has Paris, Senora.
A very decadent one. Well, I shall leave you for a few minutes. Etienne doubtless has words to say to you. Perhaps you would join us tomorrow morning, Etienne? I think it would be fitting if you accompanied Pilar and me to Mass.
I should be happy to, Senora.
Excellent.
You may sit down now. Another cup of tea?
No, thank you.
What's the Countess really like?
Oh, she's quite fascinating. At least all Paris found her so. Why, she's sought after by all the brilliant literary men of France.
How wonderful. I'd love to meet her.
Afraid you won't. Not through your mother, at least.
No, but...
Yes, I was coming to that. If you were my wife, you'd be free to receive in our own drawing room whomever you like.
Isn't it dreadful? A girl has to marry in order to gain any kind of freedom.
It's always been like that, hasn't it?
But it does make life so dull, don't you think? One wonders how a word like romance ever got into our language.
You make romance. You don't find it.
I suppose you're right.
Does it appeal to you? Becoming my wife, I mean. I always loved you. You see, my mother sent me this little portrait of you. And I fell in love with you all over again.
Oh, did you? You're very nice.
Then you will marry me.
Oh, yes.
You make me very happy. Are you happy?
Very happy.
How nice. May I?
I should think it only proper, now that we are betrothed. It's also very romantic, isn't it?
I may conclude that the proposal has been made.
And honored, Senora.
You make me very happy, my child.
Yes, Mother. Everybody is happy.
Directly in front of ours. I shall speak to the Archbishop. Pilar, don't look at her. Look anywhere but at her.
Yes, Mother.
Pilar.
You told me to look anywhere but at her.
Until you can stop coughing.
Would you like me to go with you? May I be of service, senorita?
I wish you could.
Please, allow me.
Thank you, Senor.
I'm delighted I could be of service, senorita.
Senor,
Yes, senorita?
you are the Countess de Marbella's coachman.
Yes, senorita. Jose Leon is my name.
I am Pilar de Carrion.
I know. And now we meet. When? Where can I see you again?
I shall be in my mother's garden at 10 o'clock tonight. I'll leave the street gate unlatched.
I'll hold my heart in patience. Till then.
Jose! We must be very quiet. My mother has retired, but she may not be asleep.
What need have we for words?
Ah, Pilar. Pilar, come here, my child. Pilar.
Yes, Mother.
It's all very well and proper to lose yourself in dreams of love, my child. But there are some things here that you and I must do, so sit down. Now, don't go off into that dream world of yours again. We have to go over this announcement list. There are details of your wedding that must be attended to, so sit down.
I prefer to stand, Mother.
Don't be silly.
But I'm glad you're sitting. I'm afraid I'm going to have to shock you.
Shock me? Now, what are you talking about?
Oh, I've lost my head completely, Mother, and my heart, too. I'm in another world. I'm in love.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. It's refreshing when a bride loves her husband before she marries him. 18 Lepage is the perfect match for you.
You don't seem to understand, Mother. I'm not in love with Etienne. I'm not going to marry him.
What?
Oh, I'm in love with somebody else, Mother, the most wonderful man in the world.
Now, whom are you talking about?
Jose Leon.
Jose Leon. Now, whoever is he?
The Countess's coachman.
Coachman? What countess?
The Countess de Marbella.
Pilar, is this true?
Absolutely wonderfully true.
I don't know how this came about, or how you ever happened to meet a coachman, but...
He's not an ordinary coachman, Mother. He's the Countess's coachman. For 3 nights in a row, I've met him here in the garden. I'll love him till I die.
You've met him here, in our very own garden, unchaperoned?
For 3 nights in a row.
Now listen here, young lady. You'll marry 18 Lepage, or I'll place you this very afternoon in a convent.
No, Mother, I'm going to marry Jose Leon.
You're going to marry him?
He's asked me to marry him, Mother, and I've promised. I told you I love him. He loves me.
I can't believe this is happening to me. What have I ever done that you should humiliate me like this? You're bewitched. I'll shake this devil out of you.
No, I'm going to marry Jose Leon.
Pilar, wait! Where are you going?
To the man I love.
Oh. Heaven help me.
Jose! Oh, Jose, my darling. I've run away from home.
Run away? Then I must take you back, my dear.
I'll never go back. I'm going to stay here with you.
But, Pilar, who am I? What am I?
Oh, I don't care. I love you. That's all that matters. I'll stay here with you. Marry you at once. I'll live with you above the stables. I'll cook and sew and keep house for you. And it'll be the most wonderful house in the world as long as you're in it.
You'd do all that? Give up everything? For me?
Of course, I love you.
Now, we must be practical. You ran away from home just as you are?
Just as I am.
Taking nothing with you?
Nothing at all.
Then you must return. Try to patch things up between you and your mother. For the time being, anyway. Then go to your room and pack up everything that belongs to you. Your clothes, jewelry, things like that. I can't afford to buy you new things, my dear.
I'd wear rags.
But that's not necessary. You have all those nice clothes. I like to see you in them. Wait for me in the garden. At 10 o'clock, I'll come for you. We'll be married at once. We'll elope.
Elope? Oh, my darling Jose.
But of course, we can't go on our honeymoon. I have to be on hand tomorrow driving the Countess's coach.
I'll go home at once. I'll do everything you say. What a wonderful life we shall have together, Jose. I'll be waiting in the garden at 10.
At 10.
That a girl of Pilar's tender and religious upbringing should so forget herself. I can't believe it. She must be possessed of a devil.
She is. A devil called Jose Leon, the Countess's coachman.
Oh, now, come, my dear Senora.
I'm sorry. But what am I to do? What can I do?
We can only put our faith in God. God works wonders, his miracles to perform.
Oh, if he would only pass one now. If in his infinite mercy he would only strike that miserable sinner dead.
Daughter.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Heaven forgive me. I'm not myself today.
Of course not. But if you'd only contain yourself.
Oh, hello, Mother.
Pilar.
I'm sorry, Mother. I've come back.
Pilar, thank heaven. God is good.
You see, daughter, what did I not just tell you of miracles?
I know. Forgive me.
It is I who beg your forgiveness, Mother. If you please excuse me, I'm going to my room. I've done a great wrong, and I wish to meditate upon my sins.
You see, my dear Senora de Carrion, the power of faith, no man can set his light beneath a bushel.
I'm not so sure.
You doubt?
I know my daughter only too well. She's acting a part.
Acting a part? You don't believe her?
I do not.
Well, what do you mean? Why should Pilar put on the mask of contrition?
It's a plot. She intends to elope with that miserable coachman tonight. I can see the whole thing. He's put her up to it.
You honestly believe this of your own daughter?
Oh, a woman in love will do anything. Deception means nothing.
I see. Well, daughter, if you truly believe this, if your fears are honest, your intuition sound, there remains only one thing you can do.
Well, tell me. I will do anything to stop this folly.
You must go yourself to the Countess de Marbella and beseech her aid.
I go to the Countess? Never.
Jose Leon is a servant. She's the only one who can assist you. And the Countess is a good woman, believe me, senor.
Oh, how can you say such a thing? Look at her background. Tradition and heritage are things she thinks can be purchased. Look at her painted face, her dyed hair. And you ask me to go to that Jezebel and humble myself.
It's the only way to save Pilar.
What if she refuses to see me? I wouldn't receive her.
She will receive you. I'll speak to her first. Go to her in an hour and she'll see you. This much I can promise.
Oh, the indignities of motherhood. Come in.
Madam, the Senora de Carrion.
I'm expecting her. Show her in. My dear Senora de Carrion, what a pleasure. Won't you sit down? Thank you. I've long looked forward to receiving you. You must forgive my appearance. I was trying on the gown I'm wearing to the carnival tonight. I thought these sequins might brighten this delicious little mask. You don't mind if I continue? Please do. Did the Archbishop speak to you? Yes, he did. It's a most unfortunate situation, and I'm sorry that one of my servants should be the occasion of it, but I don't exactly see what I can do. It's not for my sake that I ask your help, but for my daughter. I know that you are the cleverest woman in Seville, and I thought, the Archbishop thought, that if there was a way out, your quick wit would find it. I don't mind flattery at all, Senora. In fact, I rather like it. But you must give me time to think. You must dismiss your coachman. In the old days, when my husband was alive, it would have been very simple. He, of course, could not lower himself to strike a menial, but he would have hired some ruffian to horsewhip this miserable coachman of yours out of town. Oh. But I should have deplored any method of handling the difficulty that would have deprived me of the services of such an excellent coachman. If your daughter does marry my coachman, will you give them an income to live on? If she marries him, I will disinherit her. They can starve. In that case, I should think he'd prefer to stay on as my coachman. There are very nice rooms over my stables. Countess, let us be friends. If I have done anything to affront you, I ask you on my knees to forgive. Please, Senora, not on your knees. If you will, if you can help me, I will entertain you the week after Easter. I will give a reception in my home and formally introduce you to our society. That would be very charming of you. I'm glad we understand one another, woman to woman. You may calm your fears, Senora. I know exactly what to do. Then there is something you can do. There's a common impression that the Latin races are romantic and the Nordic ones matter of fact. Actually, the reverse is true. It is the Northerners that are incurably romantic, and I've lived among Latins long enough to know that they're nothing if not practical. And, Senora, Jose Leon is 100% Latin and very practical. I understand. You must come to see me. Lent is a little dull socially, but perhaps two women together, I'd be delighted. Henri? Show the Senora out, and I wish to see Jose as soon as he returns.
Very well, madam.
You are a good woman.
My dear Senora,
Etienne,
you've been at your devotions?
I've been praying as I've never prayed before.
Senora, you cannot hope to disguise the truth. I know why you pray so fervently. I know of Pilar's infatuation.
My poor dear boy. I will not let her do this thing. I will not.
But how can you stop her?
I know you love her. She will grow to love you. I understand these things. Believe me. I know all about these infatuations.
But what can you do?
As I was praying, a plan came to me. Come to my home tonight at 10 o'clock. Take Pilar out to Carnival just as you'd planned. Say nothing of this meeting with me. Be there at 10. You promise?
I promise.
What costume were you intending to wear?
Well, I've already selected it. I'm going as Satan.
Oh, my dear boy, we must not provoke God. Take it back at once. Let her see you as some shining knight, the Prince Charming of her dreams. Go as Apollo, Romeo, Tristan, Don Juan. Go as the very god of love.
But, Senora,
Don't argue with me. Do as I say. Etienne, I know my daughter. She's looking for her Prince Charming. You must be that prince.
Thank you very much, Senora.
At 10 o'clock, without fail?
Without fail.
It's a message I'm expecting.
Very well, Senora.
A message from the Countess de Marbella.
Thank you. Oh, Pilar.
Mother, what is it?
My poor dear child.
Was that Jose who was here?
Yes. He brought me a letter from the Countess de Marbella.
You and the Countess, Mother?
Yes. When she learned that her coachman wanted to marry you, she told him that she would have to dismiss him. So he was forced to choose between you and the Countess's wonderful black horses.
Where is Jose?
He's gone, dear. You see, he chose the horses. Oh, Pilar, he's gone, dear. Forget him. He's not for you. He never was. Oh, I understand, my child. But romance is waiting for you, true romance. Go and put on your pretty costume. Tonight, perhaps you're Prince Charming.
No!
Pilar,
No,
Pilar,
Pilar!
Please, let her alone.
My dear Pilar, what are you doing out here on the streets alone?
I was looking for someone. Someone I thought I'd lost.
I was on my way to you. Did you think you'd lost me?
I don't know. Etienne.
I love you. I'll always love you.
Etienne. Tonight you look like Prince Charming.
I don't have a white horse,
No. I hate horses.
but I'm glad you think I'm your Prince Charming. Because from the very beginning, waking and sleeping, I've known you were my princess beloved.
And that is how I, with God's help, married my daughter to Etienne Lepage.
My dear Senora, how thoroughly you understand your daughter. And what a very romantic woman you are.
Yes, Your Excellency. I am a very romantic woman. It is all just beginning now. A love that's young. A love that's romantic to all of us. This house rings with memories. It will be alive now. You see, I know because when I was very young, Yes, when I was very young,